Hello my lovely students, welcome to our English classes, and today our chapter is the necklace from your book Footprint Without Feet, written by Guy Maupassant. So students, this is a wonderful story of a young and beautiful looking girl, Matilda, who dreams to be born in a very wonderful and very luxurious family. By an error of destiny, she is born in a poor family. Unwittingly, she married a petty clerk, but poverty of her apartment tortured her a lot. As I have told you, she was a very wonderful and young as well as beautiful. She thought she was born for all the luxuries, but as ill luck would have it, she was born into a family of clerks. She had no chance of getting dowry or a rich and famous match. So she consented to marry a poor clerk in the office of the Board of Education. So with this background, let us start the story. She felt Matilda was very unhappy in her poor apartment. The walls were shabby and the chairs were old. Torture her. When she seated herself for dinner, Mr. Loisel was all praise. Matilda would think of elegant served in. She had rather good dress and jewelry. She had a rich schoolmate, Mrs. Foster, but she didn't like to visit her because it caused her great heart burning. So students, her expectation was too much. She was not happy with what she was having. And her classmate, whose name was Mrs. Foster, she was married in a rich family. Although Matilda was a good friend, but she don't want to visit the house of Mr. Foster. Why? Just because Mr. Foster was having all the luxuries in her life. And Matilda used to compare herself with her. And she was really very upset by the comparison. One evening, Mr. Loisel returned home very early. He had got the invitation for the ball. Ball means ball dancing, as English people do. At the residence of Minister of Education, he hoped his wife would jump with joy. But she threw the card hatefully upon the floor, which made Mr. Lewis upset. He asked her what is the reason. She didn't have the decent party wear, she said. Poor Mr. Loisel agreed to pay for a new dress. She said it might cost very heavy. He had saved just much to buy a gun for bird killing, but although his savings he used for his wife to buy a new dress. That means students, in this slide came to know that how Matilda's husband bought an invitation of ball dancing, which he was expecting that his wife will be very happy to receive the invitation, but instead of happiness she showed her anger as well as sadness. Why? Just because she don't have good dress as well as jewelries to wear and go to the ball dancing. The day of ball arrived. The dress was ready, but Mr. Loisel still seemed sad and disturbed. Her husband asked, "What's the reason for your sadness?" Now she again said that she is having a good dress, but she don't have jewelry to wear and go to the dance room. He suggested to wear something that is artificial, but she denied it. Went to her friend's house. Mrs. Foster bought out a large jewel case and told, "Choose any." Mrs. Foster has given her option to choose any of the necklace which she liked. Matilda tried and chose the pearl and gold cross, but not. Finally she was happy by receiving that means students, in this slide we came to know that anyhow Matilda has arranged the dress, but she was not having the jewelry to wear and go to the ball dancing. Again she started crying. Again she was in anger, but this time she went to take help from her friend, whom we have discussed earlier slide that she was having a very good family background. So here she has collected a necklace from her friend to wear and to go to the ball dancing. The day of the ball arrived. Mrs. Loisel attended it in her new dress and borrowed jewels. She was a great success. She looked the most charming of all. All the men admired her. and wanted to be introduced to her. While her husband was half asleep in the small hall, she danced merrily all night. So students, that day came, for which day Matilda was really very upset and very excited. So she was looking one of the most beautiful lady of the ballroom. All the people were very much attracted by her beauty as well as dress, jewelry. She was very happy. Everyone wanted to get introduced with her, and she was dancing and dancing. Whole night she spent by dancing. At 4 o'clock in the morning, the ball was over. She came out and threw ordinary wraps around her shoulder. She was in a hurry to leave, not to be noticed by fur-wearing women. They would have to attend office at 10 o'clock. His wife stood before the glass to her glory. Suddenly she gave out a cry. Her necklace was not. Students, in this slide we came to know that how the ball was over, and at 4 o'clock she rushed to her house. After coming back to her house, she was observing herself in the mirror, and she wanted to see her beauty, glory which she has achieved in last night, but she found that the necklace which she was wearing she has lost, and she started shouting and crying aloud. Mr. Loisel decided to go all the way to look for the lost necklace, but he didn't got it. He went to police and offered a reward, but after a week they decided to replace the jewel. They went to the police, but police was of no use. Was not able to solve their problem, and very soon they have forgotten that what was the matter. They found a necklace of diamond at a shop exactly like the lost one, 36,000 francs. Mr. Loisel had 18,000 of his own. He borrowed the high rate of interest for moneylender. Mr. Loisel took back the substitute, however, didn't bother to open the jewel box. They found a necklace of diamond at a shop exactly like the lost one. It cost 36,000. Mr. Loisel had 18,000 of his own. He borrowed the rest, high rate of interest, from the money lender. Mrs. Loisel took back the substitute. Foster, who, however, didn't bother to open the jewel box. Only she had said that Matilda should have returned it earlier. Matilda began the horrible life of hard work and misery. She began to do kitchen work, washing, shopping, and haggling over the prices. The husband worked in the evening and at night. It took them 10 years to pay the interest. Mrs. Loisel now looked old. One Sunday she chanced to meet Mrs. Foster in the market. The later young pretty, she failed to recognize Matilda for some time. Matilda and her friend, for all her suffering, she reminded her of the necklace that was return of cost, but it was not the original one. Her friend said. Matilda had a substitute and run into a heavy debt. Now the entire loan had been finished. She was proud and happy. Mrs. Foster, however, was deeply touched with the heavy heart, and her own diamond was false. But this reveal came a little but too. So student, at the end of the story we have seen how both the friend has luckily met one day, and Matilda blamed all her friend for the suffering which she had to suffer to pay the debt, to pay the interest of the goldsmith where she has purchased the necklace. But her friend has revealed the truth. The necklace which she had borrowed from her was not the original one. It was the artificial. So here in this story, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that it is good to dream. Students, it is good to dream, but bad to be over ambitious. Women, vain of their looks, often have to pay a very heavy price. All that glitter is not gold. Simple and smart. We should not boost our artificial things. We should not boost our materialist. We have to be happy on the basis of what we are dream, but should not be too ambitious. So this was the part of the story from your supplement. Now let us see what we have learned today. Question 1. She was born into a family of dash. Option A, scientist. Option B, doctors. Option C, engineers. And option D, clerks. And the correct answer is option D, clerk. Come to the next question. What does she think she deserves? Option A, suffering. Option B, luxury. Option C, delicacies. And option D, both 2 and 3. Yes, your correct answer is option D, both 2 and 3. Question 3. Who did he receive an invitation from? Option A, the Ministry of Public Instruction. Option B, the Minister of Public Health. Option C, the Minister of Public Safety. And option D, the Minister of Public Education. Yes, students, you are correct. The right answer is option D, the Minister of Public Education. Question 4. What all did they do as an attempt to find the necklace? Option A, he went looking for it. Option B, went to the police. Option C, posted an advertisement for offering a reward. Option D, all of this. Yes, absolutely right. Your correct answer is option D, all of these. Students, now it's your practice time. As we know, practice makes man perfect. Short answer type question which you need to answer in 30 to 40 words. Go through the question. Long answer type question which you need to answer in 150 words. Read the question and do the answers correctly. I hope you will do the correct answers. Thank you. See you soon in our next video.